Hello and welcome back to another Talking Tale video. In this one, we're going to look at the TMNT, the Archie Adventures, issue number 15. And this issue was a weird one where it was part a journal and then part a normal story. But then there was some interesting bits where we got to see a bit more of the land, the locals, and the lore and history behind this place. And then also got to see a new character called introduced into this universe called Dreadmon. That was a nice surprise. It was a weird issue that was all over the place, but did nice, interesting things throughout it to make it be yeah, okay, this is enjoyable enough. So yeah, okay, so let's actually get on with the actual issue itself. So for the first bit, we do get to see the Turtles. They're going through the forest, and it's quite interesting with this part here. Because the reason for that is because April is narrating this part of the story as if it's her journal. And I'd say that it's a little bit weird just because they started at the beginning of the issue this way, and then in the end of the issue they pick it back up again. And this feels weird that they don't continue this whole journal thing throughout the whole issue, which I do think is quite a bit weird, but I think it's an interesting way to approach this story. And I think it would have been better if they had kept this up throughout the whole issue, or maybe even the whole story up, but I think for the fact that it just it comes and goes throughout this whole issue is a little bit weird, but I do think it's a pretty interesting way to tell the story. So yeah, and basically on this bit we do get to see the turtles. So going down through the forest, going down the river, and Jaguar, he's making a fish stew and he's feeling sorry for the fish they killed. So good for him. And yeah, there's not really too much to this bit other than what I previously just mentioned with the whole journal thing. So it's a little bit, it just goes by really fast just because there's not really too much I can really talk about here. But after that, we do get to see the turtles. They come in contact with the locals, and they can't speak the language because these people speak a language which the turtles don't know, and they don't actually say what the language actually is. But yet somehow at the end of the issue, Donnie is able to speak it. So I have no idea what is going on here. Yeah, so basically in this culture, they think of the turtles as the what the Earth is on the back of the turtle. So they think the turtles are the I don't know, gods or something along those kind of lines. So that's pretty interesting as well. And the turtles do stay for the night, and they reveal about what's going down in this village. And in this village, it is revealed basically Dreadmon has been coming to the village lately, and he's been taking loads of the leftover food, the food that's gone out of date, and he's taking it. However, there's been some men that's come into the village and been taking some people, and when they say a few people at the beginning, you're thinking, oh yeah, it's just maybe 5, 10 people. But near the end of the issue, we get to see how many people they stole, and it's nearly a mountain full. So I don't think I understand what the word few actually is. So yeah, I want to say. But after that, the turtles get a good idea to go off to go try and help them. And that's when they go over to the village, to this mountain range where they're taking these people to collect all these minerals, diamonds and stuff like that to make a profit for Noel. And it's, I don't know what to really say about this bit because it's, I don't want to say it's weird or anything, but because for the first part we get to see the turtles, they fight this one guy and Mikey just throws his nunchucks and then that's it really. And then they're all like, oh no, it's got a gun, or no, I'd say April's more like that. She's like, oh no, it's a gun, what we're gonna do with it, what we're gonna do about it. So Rat just gives it to her, and that's when they come up with a bright idea to try and fight these guys off by throwing shurikens at the feet, having everyone go down. And it's nice to see everyone fighting. But some weird parts about this one is we've got to see April whacking someone in the head with a gun. It doesn't decide to use it, so what's the point of having a gun? Donnie breaks his stick, and just a lot of stuff like that. And it's decent, but this is pretty much the only fight scene that happens in this issue. And there's one point where Jaguar, he's saying, oh yeah, all these people, they're free, and he gets held at gunpoint by one of the men. And Dreadmon, he comes in and he takes care of everything. And that's pretty much it for the actual issue itself. So it's a very weird one because like there's not really too much that really happens in this issue. But at the same time, when you actually properly read it, there is a lot of stuff that happens. Also, not to mention something which I forgot was that in this like cave which Toad's staying in with the other people, there's dinosaurs. I mean, yeah, why not? Just add that into the mix. It can't be any worse than what they're already showing with, you know, weird variety of stuff with Toad's in Brazil and all that kind of stuff. Why not add dinosaurs? Yeah, just why not? So yeah, so overall to say that, oh boy, this issue was definitely a weird one. I wouldn't say it's bad by any means, because I do think there's like some pretty decent stuff in this issue, and like I was saying earlier with the whole stuff with April's journal, I found it to be like quite interesting, and with the way that they go around it, I thought it worked well enough to try and tell a story, but I do feel as though that with them like choosing like which points to actually use it didn't really work all too well, because I do feel like had it been like a full journal kind of thing, then I feel like this could be like a very interesting way to tell a story, or possibly could have been better if they did actually tell the whole like story out through like this whole thing, but sadly they don't, so that's quite disappointing. Dreadmon, he was a pretty interesting character to be introduced into this series, and like knowing that like this is where he begins his journey in the Toad's universe is I don't know really, because I've never really liked this character. I don't really know too much about the character other than what I've read from this series, and it's not really a character that's been like popping up or anything like that over the years, so I don't think it's a character that people really like or anything like that. But it's like quite interesting to see that this is where he first began and all that kind of stuff. And it would have been like cool to see him be more like in the Toad universe a lot more, but sadly he's not. So yeah. And then also like one thing which I do want to point out, because I know that there's something which I have been stating for quite a while now with these comics. They're finally giving backgrounds in these comics, and I know that the last few issues were like they were pretty decent with the backgrounds, but like, every issue, no, hang on, let me rephrase that. Every page has a background, a nice detailed or mostly detailed background. It's just so nice to see them actually doing their jobs. It's a miracle. Can you believe it? Oh boy, but yeah, I have to say that overall for this issue, it was a nice one, but I feel like had they stuck to one story approach to this whole issue, it would have been better, but say they didn't, so it is quite annoying on that front. But yeah, I'd say that overall this issue was pretty decent-ish. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. If there's some, please share this is grown-up stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.